Hey friend, Rudder Christopherson here again with another first listen review. This one I saw was coming out a couple days ago, and I didn't really know that this band was even still around, quite honestly. Kind of lost track of them through the years, but the band is called Bang, and their new album is called Another Me. And nobody is familiar with this band. They were kind of, they came out in the early 70s, like 71, 72, somewhere in that ballpark. Had like 2 or 3 albums that came out that were, they got compared a lot to like Black Sabbath and Zeppelin and Grand Funk and bands like that. Yeah, they were kind of heralded as the like the godfathers or the inventors of doom metal, and they were being lauded as being like super heavy like Black Sabbath, but with a cooler riffing of Led Zeppelin. And I can kind of see that, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with that assessment of their style. They were like a 3-piece band. They've actually added another drummer now, so I don't know what's going on. They still have the original drummer, but they also have another drummer, so from what I'm understanding, they got 2 drummers now. But that aside, it's still the original 3 guys, and they have another new member now apparently, and I don't know how long he's been in the band, because they have several albums out that came out in between that I know nothing about and I didn't get. I kind of lost track of this band. But they were, that assessment of them being kind of like Sabbath and Zeppelin is close, I guess, but I don't know. They had kind of a style that was like heavy riffs, and but the vocals didn't sound anything like Ozzy or Robert Plant or any of those guys. They were kind of, I don't know, like lower register, but not super low. They're just a little bit lower. They didn't have that high-pitched stuff that Robert Plant and Ozzy could actually do back in those days. They didn't have anything like that. I mean, the lower singing, like Foghat, or actually Foghat got kind of high sometimes, but the lower register, like Grand Funk, I guess that is kind of close. But I don't know. They just kind of had a doomy, riffy type of sound, like maybe like a really heavy James Gang, I guess. I don't know. They have that sound of this, like that, those early 3-piece, almost like a Vanilla Fudge, but maybe not quite, but with more riffs. I don't know. I guess it is kind of hard to describe these guys, but they were heavy, but not like Black Sabbath heavy, and their riffs didn't sound anything like Zeppelin, but they did have a lot of riffs. They kind of resembled stoner style riffs, stoner metal style riffs, except faster. They didn't really have those slow, drudgy, slow beats and stuff. They were actually fairly upbeat songs, but they were that sludgy type riffage. They're a unique band. I'll give them that. They're unique. I'm having trouble trying to describe it, as you can tell, but they were good. And I just kind of I listened to them for a while, and I kind of lost track. I didn't even think about this band, so I can't even tell you the last time I listened to these guys was. So years. So anyway, when I got this, got it on Bandcamp. So you guys have heard me talk about Bandcamp before. So got it on there. Actually, the pre-order didn't start till just the other day, so I went for the digital. I didn't want to wait. I got a little impatient. I just wanted to hear what it sounded like. So anyway, I don't know exactly what they've made in between, but this doesn't sound very much like the older stuff. The production obviously is more modern. They didn't go for the older sounding production style, which I probably would have liked more. The songs aren't like bad or anything like that, but they don't sound a lot like their older stuff, with the exception maybe of Broken Toys. Has got that kind of the cooler, dirtier riffs, though it gets a little bit happy. I don't even know how to describe it. This is kind of for a band that inspired doom. There's a lot of upbeat stuff on here, like happy sounding. Like Clouds especially, it was almost like that could be like almost like a pop rock song. But Broken Toys, Man of God, This Night, those are kind of heavy, like probably the heaviest ones on here, but they never really get as heavy riffage as the earlier stuff, but those are close. Tin Man is kind of along the heavier, maybe in between. Uh, the whole album actually, aside from Another Me, the first song, and Clouds, those are kind of like an upbeat feel to them. And then you got a couple other songs. There are Two Angels and Drone Pilot, which there's only 8 songs on this, and they're all within 3 to 4, 5, 6 minutes. Looks like there's a couple around 6 minutes. Most of them are about 4. Nothing super long, nothing really slow at all. These all like every single one kind of falls into that mid-range, BPM. Nothing that really changes much. It's kind of just like every song is the same, almost the same tempo, I guess. Nothing really stood out as being, extremely super catchy or extremely super riffy. I was actually, hoping it was going to sound a little bit more like the stuff I was used to. Maybe they've changed on the past few albums. They've gained a following doing that. I don't, like I said, didn't follow this band too closely. I just thought it was kind of cool that this was coming out, so I had to check it out. And, the recording's good. It's very clean. It sounds like they've probably doubled the guitars and made it filled up a little bit. They don't have that sound like they had back in the early years where it's just, you can tell they just went in and just jammed through the stuff. So it's just production styles have changed over the years and made it sound a little bit more full. I don't know if that's, for me, my personal taste. I think I would have just liked it if they would have gone in and made an album that sounded more 70s, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know, is there anybody out there that's followed this band that's listening now that maybe wants to leave a comment and tell me what you think of their progression? Tell me what you think of this album, or maybe what you loved about the older stuff. One thing I do like about it when I hear stuff like this, even though it's not like really grabbing me like all that great, I don't hate it or anything like that, but it makes me want to go listen to the earlier stuff, and I've had that happen a couple times this weekend. So even with a couple bands I haven't heard, the stuff that I listen to makes me want to go check them out even more. So this one kind of makes me want to go back and listen to that early stuff, and it's probably what I'm going to do, and break out maybe one of the first 2 or 3 albums, and just have some fun listening to that, and reminding me of what I used to love listening to. So anyway, if that's a cool way to view it, then that's what I'm gonna do. So as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, see ya.